Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lords of the Night. With me, as always, is the Lord of Pain, Ranting Monkey.
Hello.
And the Lord of Pennies, Satsu 2 cents.
What up, Dell?
And I'm your host, Scribe, the Lord of Punishment. Hello, chat. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone is having a good Friday, and you have a good week ahead of you, and a good week behind you. Before the stream, thank you, Towels, for a dancing pair saying, "You are amazing." Well, thank you. You're amazing, too. You're breathtaking. And you're breathtaking. Everybody's breathtaking. Or something. And thank you, Gulf City Cult of Krill. Daisy, if you do. Yes, tonight's theme, Tombstone. One of the most entertaining Westerns of at least mine and Monkey's lifetimes, let's say. Not necessarily the best Western. That's a hotel chain. But definitely one of the top ones. Did we did a movies you should have watched on that, I believe, didn't we?
Yep.
Yeah, we did. Okay. It's been a while. We still have to do Cold Pursuit or whatever. Or Plow Hard. Or whatever it was called with Liam Neeson. Let's see. Is Scribe on repeat or just deja vu? Am I on repeat? What do you mean, Faithless? I don't know. But anyway, how are you, Satsu? Okay, well, with that kind of preamble, I can't imagine what the answer is going to be.
I'm okay.
That's it.
Well, today...
that was more of a pregnant pause than Squishy was last year.
Well, today has been interesting. Squishy was supposed to get paid today, and they sent her check back to her job. So it didn't get direct deposited. So that was fun news. And then we called them, and they basically told me that even after he verified that my wife's check was coming, even after they verified the date and kept the account open specifically for that reason, because her name is not my name, it didn't go through. And I'm like, that sounds like some information you could have told me when I was on the phone with you.
Yeah.
So yeah, that happened. And it just kind of spiraled from there. Just crazy shit. Shroom made me feel a little better earlier, and a couple other people reached out, and I had a stream to vent my frustrations on this shit with rent time being right around the corner and bills are not being paid. But
God dang it.
I'm figuring it out, and we'll be like, whatever we need to do, we're gonna make it happen, even if I have to do some drastic stuff. But it's gonna happen. So we're not fucked. I'm just in a very bad situation right now. So
well, feel free to throw your Streamlabs into the chat, just in case.
All right.
Thank you, Charlotte Angel, for a horn-tooting lemon and lime. Okay. Thank you.
Isn't that a baby pear?
Is that a pear? Oh, it is a pear. Sorry. Just the angle I was looking at it from my screen here. I mean, it just seemed logical you'd have a lemon and then a lime together, but what do I know? Not much, apparently. Yeah, well, wait, so this hasn't happened with any of her checks in the past. Why does it suddenly happen with this one?
Apparently, because the account is listed as a fraud risk account. You know what I mean?
Because somebody else fucked with your account, now you have to pay for their... Oh, for fuck's sake.
So they were like, anything that comes in, that's a deposit that isn't in your name is immediately going to be flagged.
Oh,
and I'm like, that's fine.
Yeah.
And it would be fine if you would have fucking told me that when we were talking.
Yeah.
Like, I was talking to the dude, and he specifically asked me when the check was coming, what day it was going to show up, and should we keep the account open. We went through all of that. So why the fuck didn't he know that? So that was the frustrating part. But like I said, I've been running around all day trying to figure out methods in which I need to do stuff. And if it doesn't come before the 5th, then I have a way to take care of what I need to take care of.
Right.
So,
male prostitution.
Yeah. I ain't sexy enough for that.
Well, I know some people who might disagree. At least one.
At least one.
At least one. All right. Well, Monkey, how are you?
Sore, but otherwise okay. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. It was a thankfully low impact month end today, so I got everything done. I will still need to dial in tomorrow at some point to wrap up the billing stuff for what's processing right now. But yeah, I mean, I got to work a little bit earlier than usual and got everything. I just focused on doing nothing else but working, so there wasn't a whole lot of tweetering for me today or other miscellaneous things. But yeah, so my weekend is basically clear, thankfully. So I'm happy about that. But I'm also happy to be here with all you lovely people at the end of the week, so we can go over all the wonderful things that are happening in the world. Maybe. I don't know yet. We'll see, I suppose. But with that, Monkey Dick, Jim Jones, movies, video games, hit that like button if you have not already. Please hit that like button. That does help out. And please also share our stuff. All three of us actually have relatively new stuff to share, as far as like scripted content, at least.
All my stuff is scripted.
Maybe not Satsu. I don't know. When was the last time you did a scripted thing, Satsu?
Oh, like on Satsu 2 Cents?
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, okay. All right. Are you guys gaming tonight?
Yes.
Is it going to be your arc is worse than your 7 Days to Die?
Yeah, we're gonna give the Genesis thing a trial period and just kind of see how it works out. Hopefully it's not bad. Hopefully it's entertaining enough. The people who I know say that it's fun so far. So,
well, what do you mean? Genesis is great. It has blast processing, 16-bit, yo.
Oh God, they do what Nintendo don't.
That's right. Very good. They do what Nintendo. Actually, my own Sega Genesis is in the closet right behind me. If I had a TV I could hook it up to, I would definitely use it. I got my copy of Jungle Strike and Zombies Ate My Neighbors, and I think Syndicate in there somewhere.
Oh,
Man.
I just watched a video of somebody who recreated Zombies Ate My Neighbors in a Doom mod.
Yep.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And it's practically perfect.
Yeah.
My favorite level was I think it was level 3. It's the first one where you're going around and all the pod people who are duplicates of you start popping up out of the ground and chasing you. I don't know what it is about that level. I just love blowing away all the duplicates. But anyway, that being said, which is a little odd, let's go into the wonderful world of the news. Hey, how about some coronavirus news?
Hey.
Because, it's the current week. New coronavirus case in California is second of unknown origin. I'm going to guess it came from China. An older adult woman from California is the second case of unknown origin of the novel coronavirus, health officials in Santa Clara County said Friday. The patient didn't have any relevant travel history, exposure to another known patient, and wasn't one of the evacuees repatriated from China, said Dr. Sarah Cody, director of the county's public health department. The patient is a resident of the county, officials said. Quote, this new case indicates that there is evidence of community transmission, but the extent is still not clear, Cody said. I understand this may be concerning to hear, but this is what we have been preparing for. Now we need to start taking additional actions to slow down the spread of the disease. I think it's a little late for that, unfortunately. The woman had been hospitalized for a respiratory illness, and her infectious disease doctor on Wednesday requested a coronavirus test. The case is not related to two others in the county, officials said, which is actually not good news, because if it was, they could explain it. Quote, the virus is here present at some level, but we still don't know to what degree, Cody told reporters. Oh, it's all over the place. Everybody's got it now. I'm just going to assume everybody has it. Just take away the mystery of it. Just everybody has it. The CDC this week updated its testing criteria after a Solano County, California woman wasn't tested for days after being hospitalized. The patient is in serious condition and has been intubated, according to California Representative John Garamendi. The Solano County case has puzzled health officials who say they have not been able to trace where she contracted the virus. Quote, this does appear to be a person who genuinely did acquire their illness in the community, Solano County Public Health Officer Dr. Bela Mateus said in a news conference Thursday. The Solano County patient who is being treated at UC Davis Medical Center could be the first instance of community spread of the virus, the CDC said Wednesday. I thought the other California case was the first instance of community spread. Maybe I missed something. Anyway, yeah. Let's see, what else? More than 20 vaccines are in development worldwide, WHO says. World Health Organization Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, if I said that all right, said Friday the organization has, quote, increased our assessment of the risk of spread and the risk of impact of COVID-19 to very high at a global level, referring to the WHO's formal name for the virus. Quote, the continued increase in the number of cases, he said, and the number of affected countries over the last few days are clearly of concern, unquote. The risk assessment makes no, quote, legal difference, unquote, in how countries should prepare for the outbreak. Dr. Mike Ryan, executive director of the WHO's. Every time I say the WHO, I just think of Robert Plant.
Sure.
I can't help myself. My sister was a big Who fan when I was growing up. I don't know why. Like, that band is way before her time, but she was obsessed with quadrophenia. So, and I'm probably talking Greek to most people, but there you go. Let's see. Most coronavirus cases can still be traced to known contacts or clusters of cases, Ghebreyesus said in a news conference in Geneva. And WHO does not yet see evidence that the virus is spreading freely. Quote, as long as that's the case, he said, we have a chance of containing this virus. Yeah, except for all the cases now, people just sort of catching it out of nowhere. Oh, sorry, Robert Plant, Led Zeppelin. Sorry, I got my... Bleh. Who am I thinking of? I'm blanking all of a sudden. I don't know the members. It was my sister's favorite band, not mine. Hell do I know? Roger Daltrey. That's what it was. Roger Daltrey. Tommy, can you see me? Let's see. By this weekend, 93 labs across the U.S. are expected to have testing capabilities, said U.S. Health and Human Services Secretary Alex Azar. And as many as 70 companies are vying to develop a bedside diagnostic test for hospital use. Let's see. 20 vaccines are in development around the world, but more likely than not, nothing will be ready for at least a year. So yeah, aside from that new case of we don't know where they got it from, I guess we're still where we're at.
All righty.
Okay, lots to say there. Woo!
I mean, what do you say?
I know. Yeah. Let's see. When I saw this earlier this afternoon, I thought it was somebody posting an old story. But it's not. It's just that old story happening a second time. Trump says he will nominate Representative John Ratcliffe to be Director of National Intelligence. Again. President Donald Trump said on Friday that he intends to nominate Representative John Ratcliffe, a Republican from Texas, as his permanent director of national intelligence, the second time the president has attempted to make the loyalist lawmaker his spy chief. Quote, I am pleased to announce the nomination of Representative Ratcliffe to be director of national intelligence. Would have completed the process earlier, but John wanted to wait until after the IG report was finished. John is an outstanding man of great talent. But isn't he the guy that has absolutely no prior experience in intelligence except for being on a committee?
I remember when his name was mentioned before, but I don't remember what all happened with it, to be honest.
Let's see. Ratcliffe had been nominated as Trump's DNI pick after Dan Coates stepped down from the post in July 2019, but the Texas congressman withdrew his name from consideration after lawmakers from both parties raised concerns about his qualifications. CNN reported earlier this week that the president was once again considering Ratcliffe to be the permanent director. Trump appointed his ambassador to Germany, Richard Grenell, as acting director earlier this month, but had to formally nominate a candidate for the permanent job by March 11th, or Grenell would have to step down from the acting role. Nominating Ratcliffe allows Grenell to stay on as acting DNI for a longer term. It remains to be seen if Senate Republicans will vote to confirm Ratcliffe after voicing their opposition to the pick last year when Trump announced his intention to make the same move. Thank you, Sanguine. California's cities, with their sanitation or lack thereof, are primed to be powder kegs for any and all plagues, Why the hell didn't we just revive our World War II islands as our quarantine sites?
We should have.
So you think he might be? You think it might just be a placeholder that Trump did, so what's his face can stay in his position?
Yeah, it could be just to keep a continuity going and buy himself some time.
All right.
You know, use the mechanisms of the rules to sort of like have a stopgap.
That's what it sounds like. Because yeah, it seems a little weird that you do that again.
Let's see. What were the initial? What were the initial concerns about his qualifications? Okay, the decision to renominate Ratcliffe will dredge up a controversy from the summer of 2019 that rankled lawmakers on both sides of the aisle. Soon after Trump announced his intention to nominate Ratcliffe, reports surfaced revealing the lawmaker had embellished his credentials. Prompting swift criticism from Democratic members of Congress. At the time, CNN reported that Republicans also privately raised concern with the White House about Ratcliffe's nomination. What did he embellish? Are you going to tell us? No. I don't recall. I remember there was something about like he didn't have actually any previous like functional intelligence experience except for being on the committee or something like that, but I don't know what it was. Faithful says send them to Antarctica, somewhere the virus cannot thrive. Yeah.
Well, it is the only continent it's not on yet.
That we know of. But anyway. You okay? Yeah, sounds more like a procedural move than an actual nomination. I don't know. Maybe not. Let's see. We talked about pestilence. How about not necessarily war? I don't want to sound, but something that's a little odd because U.S. says Chinese warship fired a military laser at a U.S. aircraft. And I'm not saying it's an act of war. It's a little odd. The U.S. Navy said Thursday that a Chinese military warship fired a military-grade laser at U.S. Navy P-8 surveillance aircraft last week while it was flying over the Pacific Ocean, an action that the U.S. Navy called, quote, unsafe and unprofessional, unquote. A military-grade laser fired at a plane. It's unsafe and unprofessional. That's being very diplomatic. The People's Republic of China, quote, Navy destroyers' actions were unsafe and unprofessional, U.S. Pacific Fleet said in a statement Thursday. Why'd you say that after the last sentence? Why'd you bother repeating it? Just tell us that in the first place. Quote, weapons-grade lasers could potentially cause serious harm to aircraft and mariners. You don't say! I mean, this isn't a pen light. This is a military-grade laser. Let's see. Military-grade laser beams, occasionally known as dazzlers. Oh, I think Marvel Comics might have a copyright issue there. Emit a powerful beam of light that can travel great distances and be used to illuminate aircraft cockpits, temporarily blinding pilots. Well, when I think of military-grade laser, I remember seeing a demonstration one time of something that like basically burned through sheet metal. So that's what I was thinking of. I thought it was something that was like, this is going to melt your plane.
No, this is like a big pen light. It's just capable of going farther.
I see. Let's see. The Pentagon has repeatedly said that China represents an increasingly serious threat to regional security. Well, and their diseases, by the way, saying the major Chinese investments in its military are aimed at achieving regional dominance. Aren't most investments in military aimed at achieving regional dominance?
You would think so, yeah.
I mean, or maybe at best sort of like personal defense, so to speak, but come on. Quote, over time, we have watched them seize and militarize islands in the South China Sea and rapidly modernize their armed forces while seeking to use emerging technologies to alter the landscape of power and reshape the world in their favor and often at the expense of others, said U.S. Defense Secretary Mark Esper, apparently unironically, earlier this month. Because all of us do that. The U.S. does that. The Europeans do that. China's doing that. I mean, you want to talk about people who've used military and technology to alter the landscape in their favor? Hello?
But you have to remember these days you're supposed to only use defense as defense.
Yeah. Anyway. Let's see. Now how about for some funny stuff? Or at least less, gloom and doom stuff. The spread of the coronavirus could not have come at a worse time for Corona beer. Did you see that thing that Pat put out earlier today, that survey?
Yeah, the survey where they asked like 700 people and then put out an article that said 32% of Americans.
Yes.
Just like, yes, 32% of America. And then when people were quoting it and shit, they're like, of course, 30% of the American population believes this. And I'm just like, should I correct them? Will it matter? No.
Yeah. Look at the study. Always look at this. Whenever somebody quotes percentages of entire Americans, stop and read the sample size. Thank you, Gulf City Cult of Krill. A 500 milliwatt laser can do serious harm to a person. Our military is researching kilowatt lasers, so a lot of damage. Now, I know, I understand that they can. I just, like I said, whenever I think of military-grade laser, there was this video demonstration I saw years and years ago of like just this plate of metal, and suddenly, the laser's invisible, and it just sort of started like sparking off, and a very distinct hole, not even like a round hole, it was like a shaped sort of like rounded edged rectangle just suddenly was burned through the sheet of metal. And that's what I think of when I think military grade laser, but I understand that there are different degrees and such. And thank you, Sanguine. There are military grade lasers, and then there are weapons grade lasers. You were thinking weapons grade. Those are the ones that counter missiles. Okay. See, I'm not a military expert, so my terminology and mental images are all skewed. So apologies for that, but thank you for the correction. So let's see. Corona Beer. Corona Beer isn't making any changes to its advertising, despite the name's unfortunate similarity to the deadly coronavirus. Constellation Brands, which brews several variations of the popular lager. Is it that popular, though? I've never had it. I don't drink beer.
Popular enough it stayed on the market.
I guess. Is it any good?
I don't drink beer.
Okay. Said in a statement that its customers, quote, understand there is no link between the virus and our business, unquote. Quote, sales of Corona remain very strong, and we appreciate the continued support from our fans. Our advertising with Corona is consistent with the campaign we've been running for the last 30 years and is based off strong consumer sentiment.
Yeah, that didn't stop the media from saying 32% of all Americans think that it is.
Let's see. Yet the spread of the coronavirus couldn't come at a worse time for Constellation, which is spending $40 million to launch its new Corona-branded hard seltzer. Part of the promotion includes a sponsored tweet that has sparked criticism for using the phrase, coming ashore soon, unquote.
Wow.
But almost every Corona video is filmed on the beach. Like, that's their thing.
Oh, Satsu, this is specifically to take advantage of a deadly disease. Yeah. Let's see. 2 surveys released this week show that the Corona brands is suffering from negative buzz. 5W Public Relations said that 38% of Americans wouldn't buy Corona, quote, under any circumstances because of the outbreak. And another 14% said they wouldn't order a Corona in public. In private, sure, I guess. The survey encompasses polling from 737 beer drinkers in the United States. So you went to a bunch of drunk people and said, hey, what do you do? Like, I wouldn't buy that shit.
32% of Americans.
Yes, out of 737 beer drinkers, which is a very representative sample.
360 million of us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because when you shrink it down to like, I'm not a beer drinker, so that doesn't represent me. But also I'm a thinking person who knows that a brand name is not inherently tied to just a similarly named disease type. By the way, coronavirus is a category of viruses. It's not like a specific name to this one virus. The common cold is a coronavirus. But anyway.
Well, the tripped out part is so is the majority of the rest of America, but yeah. Ask 700 people, and that's representative of the whole. Jesus Christ.
Let's see. And the last one I had is kind of a follow-up to one I had the other day where I talked about how the company that was scraping all the pictures off the internet to use for facial recognition, they got their client list hacked.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe not coincidentally, I'm sure. Apple suspends controversial facial recognition app Clearview AI from its developer program. Surprise, surprise. Clearview AI has been suspended from Apple's developer program for flouting its policies, the latest controversy to hit the face recognition app. Apple said Friday it disabled Clearview AI's account for violating the terms of its developer enterprise program, which is meant for companies to use and distribute apps internally. The iPhone maker has given Clearview AI 14 days to respond and rectify the issue, it added. The news was first reported by BuzzFeed News, which said Clearview AI has been offering access to its facial recognition software to external clients through the program. Quote, "We are in contact with Apple and working on complying with their terms and conditions." Shouldn't you have been doing that before? And Clearview AI founder and CEO Juan Tan-That said in a statement, quote, "The app cannot be used without a valid Clearview account. A user can download the app but not perform any searches without proper authorization and credentials," he added. Then why have the app up at all?
Isn't that the thing, though?
Yeah.
Almost all of these, anytime there's some kind of breach, isn't it? There should have been security there that made it so that it couldn't be misused.
Mm-hmm.
The problem isn't that you didn't build that in. It's that people find a way around you, stupid fuck.
Yeah,
Do you think the DNC thought people were going to get into their servers?
Well, I'm still curious. Have they ever revealed the method by which those emails were obtained? Because I always heard, I don't know if it's urban legend or something, but like one of the people on Hillary's campaign like left their smartphone in a taxi, or somehow they just got their password guessed or phished from them. It wasn't like some kind of complicated hack. It was just somebody.
No, it was a phishing expedition.
Yeah. Okay.
It was no complicated hack. There wasn't somebody sitting there a la Sneakers banging into a computer. No, it was just
Sneakers.
Such a good movie. No,
yes.
It was somebody they phished. Now they've never actually said if it was an email phishing or if it was a website phishing. Either way, it goes through email, so maybe they just never clarified it. But yeah, somebody put their password in when they shouldn't have.
Yeah, Gulf City says John Podesta got phished. That was my understanding, but I didn't know if that was that particular individual was like urban legend or if it was confirmed or something. Because anyway, yeah. So Clearview AI, you can download the app, you just can't use it. Well, why have it on for public consumption then anyway? If it's just for like high level clients or something, then why not just have it there? Why put it up on an Apple app store? That doesn't make any sense to me.
You're asking too many questions.
I know. But anyway, do you guys have any other stories, or shall we move on?
No, the only story I have is more fucketry. So,
okay, Satsu.
Yeah, same deal.
Okay, well, everyone, if you have news stories you would like us to read on the air, please send them to us via Twitter using the hashtag MSSNews. Can't promise to get to them all. That's because I'm long-winded and sometimes get caught up in the stories you send us, which is a good problem to have, but you know. Let's see. This one comes from Massive Dynamics. Let me shrink my window here so I can keep an eye on chat. Oh, boy. All right, this is from the Guardian's Life and Style section. My boyfriend's wedding dress unveiled my own shortcomings over masculinity.
What?
The subheadline is, I'm quick to blame men for their toxic behavior, but in this case, I, the woman, was part of the problem.
Can't wait to read without saying.
Yeah. Thank you, Sanguine. Correction, rhinovirus isn't a coronavirus. It's a picorna? But there is a coronavirus that's responsible for about 10% of common colds. Okay. Yeah, and I've been corrected. I'm not a scientist. I'm just an English major. Anything I say that deals with science is disclaimered as such.
We're for entertainment purposes only.
That's right. This is not a science show. I'm not Bill Nye the Science Guy, an obvious total scientist. Okay. It's like a narrative here. My gaze scanned the colorful racks of clothing and stopped abruptly on something I never expected to see. My boyfriend was clutching a wedding dress that he wanted to buy for himself. Emily, he cried with victorious glee, I've found the one. Ian thrust the white garment into the air like a NASCAR trophy. Its lace sleeves sashayed from the tapered bodice and fluffy fluffy tulle? Tulle. I'm not familiar with dress components. So I don't know. Fluffy tulle grazed the dirty tiles of the thrift store floor. A smile stretched across Ian's scruffy face, and his blue eyes danced with the giddy excitement of a bride saying, I do. Oh, wow, I managed to spit out. And then my phone beeped at me because it has to do that. 1 second. Okay. We were at Goodwill searching for dresses to wear during the annual Mother's Day climb up Mount St. Helens, a decades-long tradition in which everyone scaling the volcano that day sports flowing garments in honor of female mountaineers and mothers everywhere. Okay. It's pronounced tool. Everybody says it's a tool. Okay. All right. I don't know. I've never dealt with dresses. I've never been in a wedding, at least not like the prime component in a wedding. I knew Ian would be among the most outrageous on the mountain. My boyfriend is aggressively fun and a flair fanatic.
Okay.
When I think of flair, I think of that scene in Office Space where they're like complaining about how many pieces of flair the guy has on his vest.
The buttons and stuff, yeah.
The buttons, yeah. Which I find wildly attractive on most occasions, like when he's scaling technical slopes in jorts and a cat shirt, or skiing the steepest lines in the Pacific Northwest in space tights. Well, to each their own, I guess. Thank you, Sanguine. Unlike Bill, I have my Bachelor of Science and work in a biolab. Okay, well, heck, at some point, Sanguine, I might have to do a familiar with the matter on, I don't know, coronavirus with you. Maybe. We'll see. Let's see. Okay, so what are we doing there? Okay, where we get to the problem. This was not the first time I'd found myself a little uncomfortable with the sight of Ian in women's wear. This happens often. It's not an unusual sight to spot him sporting a skirt, dress, or a sarong at a party, picnic, or trailhead. He uses his unconventional apparel as a display of his individuality, and a reflection of his fondness for fun. I adore both of those qualities, but I was realizing I was less fond of seeing them exhibited through floral numbers or tight sequin garments or wedding dresses. My dear, I think he is very, very incrementally coming out of the closet to you.
Sounds like it.
I could be wrong. While it was attraction at first sight with Ian, his closet full of feminine gear put a tiny dent in his desirability from the very beginning of our relationship. Okay. Thank you. Very quick. Thank you, Sanguine. Or prisons or EMS. I have a weird work history. Prisons, EMS, and a biolab. Sanguine, do you run strange medical experiments on prisoners that give them impenetrable skin by any chance? I just want to know if maybe you're responsible for Luke Cage. Sorry, Monkey, go ahead.
Didn't the title say something about... What was the title of this article?
My boyfriend's wedding dress unveiled my own shortcomings over masculinity.
Okay, now I think I see where she's headed. All right.
Yeah, she's going to feel guilty that she was not attracted.
She wants a manly man.
Yeah, it's like, and then she's feeling guilty for that. I guess. I don't know. This goes on for about 17 pages, guys. I'll put the link in the chat if you guys actually want to read any more of that. But I think we get the gist of this self-doubting.
And more,
whatever.
She realized he's actually a woman, the less she was attracted to him.
And then she realized how judgmental she was being.
What a horrible bitch.
Let's see. This one comes from Frosted Glass. And would you believe it's a Medium article?
Go sit in the corner, Frosted.
Yeah. Over-policing poses a serious threat to... Can you guess?
Negroes.
That's part one. What's part two?
Women.
Indigenous people.
No. Threat to women
I said
Ah,
women.
and girls of color. So not just women of color, but girls and women of color.
oh, so only vagina carriers.
Yes, only. What was the phrase you used the other day?
Vagina wielding Negroes.
That's right. While the world rightly reels about coronavirus and the nation gasps at the words of Democratic presidential wannabes, two things happened this week that also warrant our attention. Your attention. And neither situation should have happened. Down in Orlando, video was released of the arrest of little Kaya Roll, age 6, hauled away from her Orlando school, her hands tied behind her with plastic zip ties because Kaya's tiny wrists were too small for adult handcuffs. The offense occurred in September 2020, but the video release dropped hot, fresh trauma and devastation on top of an already abysmal racial situation in the United States. Outside of her wails for help, the most telling part of the video is when the responding officer says he thought Kaya, who is black, was 8. He hauled her away anyway. You going to tell us why?
Well, clearly she didn't do anything.
It's interesting that the offense occurred in September 2020. Because I'm having a hard time imagining how that was possible. Unless this person just doesn't like revise or proofread their stuff. Time travel, yes. Thank you, Cryptic. Knees stop growing for girls at a younger age.
Cute.
Womp womp. And in Chicago, a mother went to the wealthy private University of Chicago Medical Center to say goodbye to her 18-year-old daughter who had been gunned down in a convenience store along with several others. But when mother Naisha Beeman arrived at the emergency room, she was not allowed to see her beloved Jaya. The end result was arrest. A combo of the Chicago police and the University of Chicago private police got involved, and the mother was arrested and charged with battery and resisting an officer. Did she batter an officer? Are you going to give us any context for these situations?
No.
No.
She spent the night in jail after being charged with kicking an officer while trying to view her daughter's body. And of course, they were arrested because they're black and women. I guess.
Did they? I'm confused. I still don't know what happened.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with the 6-year-old. Let's see. What were they arresting the 6-year-old for? Do they say? They got a little. Okay, Kaya, a first grader at the charter school, had a tantrum earlier in the day where she had kicked and punched 3 school employees, leading to her arrest on a charge of misdemeanor battery, according to her arrest report. Okay.
Was this that story where the kid got like arrested or whatever? And
no, not if this was not if this was September. I'm assuming September of 2019, because that story of the 6-year-old was just a couple of weeks back.
Oh, okay.
So this is different. Yeah. Anyway, so little girl beat up. I mean, I'm always a little wary of like kids under 12 being put into handcuffs, unless it's like we were talking about the other night, one of those scared straight kind of things. But anyway, Weebo Jones is in the chat. Hi, Weebo. She is just did her little slideshow of her trip to Paris. I know you're all excited to hear that.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's move on. We've got other stories. Excuse me. Check Your Logic sends this one. Come on, you can do it. This grandma is using Legos to make her town more accessible.
How's that?
Well, let me tell you, monkey. These colorful ramps are the wheel deal. Ha 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 ha. A German grandma has formulated an ingenious way to make her town more accessible to the disabled by constructing wheelchair ramps out of Lego blocks. Seems to me the weight of the wheelchair would probably snap those suckers in two after a couple of rides, but what do I know?
Legos can be quite sturdy.
Yeah, that's true. Rita Ebel, 62, from Hanau, Germany, has been wheelchair bound since she was injured in a car crash a quarter century ago. As if getting around wasn't difficult enough on its own, her town's lack of wheelchair-accessible businesses has made certain areas virtually impossible for disabled inhabitants to visit. Well, gosh, they should get like some kind of law about that, like we have here. You'd think. Thank you, Cody Fry. That one lady had a girlfriend, not a boyfriend. Unbeknownst to her, apparently.
Oh, I think she caught on.
Yeah, but then felt bad about it. Let's see. Fortunately, the enterprising granny has managed to circumvent the problem by MacGyvering ramps out of Legos. Quote, for me, it's just about trying to sensitize the world a little bit to barrier-free travel, says Ebel, who, with the help of her husband, spends up to 3 hours a day constructing the entrances from scratch by gluing hundreds of the bumpy toy bricks together. The Lego pieces themselves are donated by fans from all over Germany and are given to stores free of charge.
Is it really MacGyvering it if it's Legos?
No. I mean, if she was building a wheelchair ramp out of like, tortillas, yes. But not
these are actually made to build things with.
Yeah. Also, I am surprised that there isn't some kind of law in Germany that says, businesses have to make reasonable accommodations for wheelchair access. That we have things like that here. So is Germany behind the times compared to us?
I don't necessarily agree with that law anyway.
Really?
Really?
You don't agree with the law that would kind of require places to be wheelchair accessible?
Right, yeah.
Not everywhere.
If it's a public service, yes. Like a government building, absolutely. If it's a private business, no. If they don't want my crippled ass in there, that's their business.
Okay. I want to read this one, but I already did a frosted glass one, so maybe we'll save that for later. This one comes from senior staff reporter and chief Florida correspondent Colleen Bernier. And I swallowed wrong on my Dr. Pepper. Excuse me. Copyright sought for ex-soccer star's description of impressive genitalia. What? I don't know how to interpret that headline. Luis Roberto Alves, known as Zague, Z-A-G-U-E, wants to trademark the word impressionante.
That's a stupid word.
A video in which former soccer star and current commentator Luis Roberto Alves is seen showing off his erect penis to a presumed lover was leaked online and circulated on social media in June of 2018. 2 months later, Alves' brother, Jose Carlos Alves, lodged an application to trademark a word used by Zague, as the former Mexico national team player is commonly known, to describe his penis. Your brother is filing a trademark on your penis nickname.
That's creepy in so many ways.
Quote, this is a quote from the sex tape, apparently. Quote, look at how I have it hard for you. Look at how my dick is, impressionati. Zague says in the video that was leaked during the 2018 FIFA World Cup in Russia. Attempting to cash in on the video that quickly went viral. News to me, I've never seen them, but I don't really care about soccer.
I don't look at penis videos.
Yeah, Jose Carlos Alves filed an application with the Mexican Institute of Industrial Property, IMPI, I-M-P-I, IMPI, for the commercial right to the word impressionati, apparently an intentional mispronunciation of the Spanish word impresionante, which can be translated into English as impressive, awesome, and unbelievable, among other. So it's a mispronunciation of a Spanish word. They want to copyright that mispronunciation.
Be like copywriting Confifi or whatever it was.
Covfefe, yeah.
Covfefe.
Okay, I'm done with this one. Jesus. Oh boy.
Hey, if it works for him, I'm all about the capitalism. Go out there and trademark your dick.
If it's technically some nonsense word you made up, kind of, I guess the spelling you can put on a t-shirt, I guess. This one comes from Shrouded Angel. Come on, story, you can do it. Come on. All right. Woman spends 8,000 pounds on revenge body after finding out her boyfriend is engaged. You know, just reading that out of context, that makes me think like it was a hit job on his girlfriend.
How much did she spend?
8,000 pounds.
Wow. All right. On a revenge. But now, I guess you'll have to read. But body? Do they mean like she bought a dead body?
Well, you see, that was I thought it was like slang for she paid for an assassin to go against his ex's girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I'm pretty sure it means that she spent $8,000 to plastic surgery herself to make him jealous.
Oh, I get it.
That's my guess. Now, I haven't seen the article yet, but let's see. A jilted woman has spent more than 8,000 pounds on a revenge body after discovering her partner was engaged to someone else. Joanne Munns, 54, from Las Vegas. Oh, okay. So this is the Mirror. They must have translated the amount she spent into pounds. Had been in a happy and healthy relationship for 18 months with no reason to believe anything was awry. But after confronting her boyfriend and his fiancée, she fell into a depressive episode and lost 30 pounds while only leaving the house to go to work. Joanne felt like things needed to change and spent, so in American dollars, it's $10,650 on cosmetic surgery and a complete overhaul of her look. After turning 50, she also took part in a naked photo shoot in the desert and now regularly models posting the images to her Instagram page. And there is a picture of, I guess, the end result of her expenditures and other things. I'll put that in the chat if you want to take a look.
You beat me by half a second, you bastard.
Her legs look unnaturally long and thin, like unhealthfully so. In that picture.
If you scroll through, there's lots of pictures of her. She looks like an old lady posing naked.
Yeah, it looks like a body that was paid for, and it's like there are parts of her that look, let's say, young, and then there are parts of her that look gaunt, for lack of a better word. And if you look at the picture of her several years ago, she doesn't look that bad when she was young. But yeah, now it's like grandma. Okay, well, the one with her standing in the hotel hallway isn't that bad, but then, of course, her legs still look like toothpicks. So,
well, it depends on how much attention you pay. Those breasts look unnatural, which is fine. Yes. Look, you can have your unnatural titties. But we were in a relationship for 18 months, and it completely destroyed my whole life. Bitch, you need a hobby. You're 50.
This is her hobby.
Anyway. Wow. Like, you cheated on me. No, joke's on you. I look like a doll. Like a very old, decrepit doll.
You think he was cheating because you didn't look like beef jerky? What?
Well, I'm still kind of confused. I already closed the story. I was kind of confused. Like, was he already engaged when he met her, and she just like he was leading a double life kind of thing, or he left her and then got engaged? Like she said she spent 8,000 pounds when she found out he had a fiance, and like, so was he just seeing you and betting you for 18 months without telling you or any indication that he was already in a relationship? That's kind of odd. I don't know.
She probably doesn't tell. She probably doesn't tell the fact she's like a horrible bitch nobody wants to live with, and he cheated because she's nasty.
Yeah. Let's see. What's this? Oh, that's a Matt Christensen video. Well, I'll read it just because another monotream sends this, and I'll just read the caption. Oh, no, it's a story. It's not a video. It's Matt Christensen commenting on something. Okay, so Matt Christensen's tweet is, another confirmed hate hoax. Not to brag, but I called this as insurance fraud 3 weeks ago. And here's the story. South Haven, Mississippi. A Mississippi man was charged with insurance fraud after he reported racist graffiti had been spray painted on 2 of his vehicles. South Haven officers were called to Marcia Louise Drive on February 4th after a man named Tremaine Foster said he woke up to find his vehicles had been spray painted. His pickup truck has 2 N-words spray painted on it. A car was spray painted with the phrase "Leave N-words and Trump."
What?
What?
It don't make any sense.
Like telling him to leave and then just putting Trump underneath is like an exclamation, I guess.
Okay.
Foster was taken into custody Friday and charged with insurance fraud and tampering with evidence, but South Haven police stopped short of explicitly saying Foster was responsible for the graffiti. Quote, that it was a hoax just kind of made us look silly, Foster's neighbor Shelby Littleton said. Quote, to make something up, that just does not make sense to me, Bradley Littleton said.
Fuck you, Bennett.
To make something up, that doesn't make sense. Well, if his motive was to get insurance money or to frame someone as doing a hate crime,
yes,
I
and
think
also
it makes sense.
To rally his idiotic neighbors who are going to believe anything they hear.
Right. Yeah, I'm curious if there's like an original story where they were quoted as saying like, "Oh my God, all the white supremacists around here" or something. Let's see. Oh, this is the Babylon Bee. Movement that calls Trump Hitler demands he take all guns away. That is a very good point.
That's not fair. They're supposed to post stories that aren't true.
Oh, that's also true.
Because that's actual fact. Like that's 100% fact.
Let's see. This one comes from the original Shroom. One America News. I don't know that outlet, so always grain of salt with something I've never heard of before. Ukraine open. Sorry.
OAN it's becoming. I don't know how credible you would call them, but I've heard them. They're becoming quite the news source these days.
Okay. Ukraine opens probe into alleged foreign pressure reportedly at the hands of Joe Biden. Okay. Ukraine's Bureau of Investigation has launched a probe into Joe Biden's. Well, you could finish that sentence with a bunch of things to make it funny. But anyway, effort to fire the country's former prosecutor general, Viktor Shokin. On Thursday, officials said investigators will look into the circumstances of Shokin's dismissal and whether alleged pressure from a U.S. citizen played a role. Though investigators haven't mentioned the citizen by name, Shokin has openly accused Biden of pushing him out during his time as vice president. Biden has denied any wrongdoing. However, the matter has been a significant point of debate. It even sparked the failed impeachment of President Trump after he called for an investigation during his call with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Okay, I thought they'd already done that at some point. Or is this like the sort of like removing the missiles from Turkey after the Cuban Missile Crisis? This is the Ukraine actually following up on what was promised, but just long enough after the fact that it's not a direct, can't draw a direct line from the phone call in July to this.
I don't know.
No clue.
I don't know either. I can think of conspiracy theories too. I'm talented. Let's see. We'll do one more here. If I can find something that's relatively brief. No, that's an ad. Brief. That is a fake story. Nope. That's actually everything we're back to yesterday. Okay. Well, guys, thank you so much for all the stories. We're going to stop there because I need to take a talking break. Appreciated them all. Sorry I didn't get to them all, but it's the way things are. Be sure to tag your stories with both MSS News and MITAM because you never know. It might end up on Monkey in the Morning. And with that, we'll go on to YouTube time. I'll go first because I don't have much to report. I've got a super secret project I'll be working on tomorrow morning, and hopefully I will have it done and out either tomorrow or Sunday at the worst. And beyond that, I've just been, as I've said the last several days, I've been writing a story. and tweaking it and stuff. And I'm still working on it. And that's what a lot of my free time has been spent on. Plus, all the month-end stuff is taking a lot of my attention too, and mental energy. So that's all I got. Satsu, what have you been working on?
Nothing today, because all this morning I was frantically running around and trying to keep my cool because my mom was losing it and Squishy was losing it. And Squeetus was just like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. So just making phone calls and trying to get stuff done and trying to find a way to keep myself together. I did do a stream earlier, but that was just to bitch at because I ain't really had nobody to bitch to. Squishy's at work and she was already mad.
Mm-hmm.
And, Squeetus don't give a shit about what I'm talking about. So
just that you're talking and making noises at her. That's all she needs.
Pretty much. Although me and her were doing this, like she was laying on the floor behind me because I put a blanket down and whatever and put all of her toys just like around her, and she'll lay there and just roll from toy to toy and just play with each one until she either gets tired or gets annoyed. So every now and then, as I was sitting on the computer just like messing around with stuff, I turn around and I'd be like, Squeety Poo! And then she turned around and like yell back at me every time. Every single time. Like I yell at her and then she just yell back at me and start laughing and then like roll over or something. And I'm like, Squishy, watch this. So Squishy came home and I did it and she did it back. She was like, oh my God. We've been doing this for like 3 hours. Yes, that is my pride and joy, man. I'd absolutely fucking lost it today if it wasn't for her. So, yeah, it is good having her around because, man, and no matter how mad I am, I can look at her with the most evil. I'm just like pissed off. I look over at her, she's like, "Ha, hey, daddy," and I'm like, God damn it, you're so fucking cute. How can I stay angry? So yeah, my day was just frustrating. I didn't really get anything done. I did get some new, we got a new lighting fixture installed in my kitchen because the fluorescent lights or whatever in there were shit. So they took them out and put in some LED lights, some really good ones or whatever. And my kitchen is bright as hell now. So now my videos should look a little better. So that's nice. Otherwise, like I said, didn't really do much.
All right. Monkey, how about you?
Oh, I did a monkey in the morning and an after party. The after party prompted by that fucking video of that drag queen dancing in a sexy manner towards a child.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was not happy about that. And then Sinatra and Drunkle both came on, and we just sat back and had a good time afterwards. After I calmed the fuck down, because oh god, that pissed me off. Going forward, I'm going to try to get a monkey in the morning done after our game stream tonight because Little Butt's supposed to be here in an hour or two.
Yay!
They went to see a what was it, Disney on Ice tonight. And her mom was telling her what they were doing tonight and about Disney on Ice and then coming to see us. And Little Butt looks at her and says, I'm really excited to go to Grandma and Grandpa's house.
Oh,
that's my girl. So, yeah, I'm going to try to get that done because I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do anything tomorrow because I'll be hanging out with the little ones.
That's nice. All right. Well, on to the wonderful world of fucketry then. I got a couple of things. I wasn't doing much today, but this was a late event. So Melissa DePino, if you don't know that name, if I'm remembering correctly, she is the woman who was the one to film the two men being like basically asked to leave by the cops from Starbucks a year or now 2 years ago or something now. Mm-hmm. And she built an entire career from on top of being the person who filmed that event. She tweeted this out a little while ago. As white people on the path to anti-racism, the first thing we need to do is listen to black voices and believe them, which requires understanding your deeply embedded biases and the reasons why you don't believe them in the first place. And I said, Satsu 2 cents, provide me with your infallible wisdom. And Satsu said, The sooner you milk people, realize that our wisdom is infinite and we can't ever be wrong or ever lie, the better.
Indeed.
And I said, I hear you and I believe you. Grant me your blessing, O Eben Godling.
And thus, Scribe got a blessing that day.
Oh, I'm cleansed. And other than that, did I have a heck of a lot to do or say today? Because I was pretty busy. Let's see. Well, if you like stealth games, the entire Thief franchise is on sale on Steam right now for like $6 or $7. Like everything's been discounted like by 80% or 90% or something in the whole package. So if you got a couple extra bucks and you want to get a whole slew of games that are stealth based, go look at that. Other than that, let's see. Oh yeah, Tom Steyer, our wonderful Tom, tweeted this out today. We need to have a frank conversation about race in this country. Every single policy area, education, criminal justice, housing, has a gigantic subtext of race. I'm running to fight for economic justice, racial justice, and to save our climate. And I said, well, okay, but you're white. So you just be perpetuating the problems if you became the one making policy. Or have I misunderstood all of the messaging I've been getting? I mean, I don't think I'm wrong if I'm believing what I'm told. Thank you, Sanguine. He got a blessing, so that is what they call it now. Yes, I was baptized.
Dude, I wish I could like sneak a question into the Democratic debate.
Oh,
like,
wouldn't that be great?
And they had to read it because it was like there in front of them. And it was just like, as white people standing up on this stage, all of you being so, what makes you think that you are qualified to talk about racial issues or do anything about it? And why won't you step down and give your position to another black person? And just watch them all fucking implode.
Well, what I would add to any actual on-point question I would pose before if that actually happened, the one thing I would add to all questions at the very end would be, and if you try to avoid answering this question, that just shows your cowardice.
That just shows you are utilizing white privilege by dodging this question.
There you go. Thank you, Cody Fry. Disney on Ice or how to cryogenically freeze your head for future use?
The former.
Yeah, because otherwise you're talking about a conspiracy theory about Disney having frozen his body. All right, this one. So there's a Washington Post headline today that says, police are issuing fake warnings of meth tainted with coronavirus. Public health experts say, please stop now. And I said, yeah, guys, don't worry. Your meth is perfectly safe. And then this one was out from Star Wars. Star Wars Facts. This was tweeted out today. Rey had a computer display from an old Y-Wing assault bomber inside her AT-AT on Jakku. From that, she used it to learn binary and alien languages such as Shiruruk, the Wookiee language. She also used it to run flight simulations and hone her skills as a pilot. And I said, and all of this occurred on the planet Retcon. It's like, how did she fly the Millennium Falcon so well? How did she know how to communicate with aliens since she never left that planet before? Yada, 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 yada. Oh, she had a secret supercomputer inside her junked AT-AT that taught her all the things without her actually having to do them in real life. You see, guys, she was plugged into the Matrix. Now she knows Kung Fu. Yeah, it's bullshit. And just the most thin bullshit trying to cover up such bad writing. I think other than that, that's all I really had. So, Satsu, what do you got?
Well, to couple with the fucketry that you were talking about with that chick, let me see if I can find her post now. Underneath her that actual tweet that she put out, I replied, "That's right. Listen to us at all times. We never lie, and we can never be wrong. Our word is law. and it is best that you learn that as soon as possible. And she liked it. So apparently she agrees. Now let me give you a list of the other people who liked it. She liked it, Drunkle liked it, and Monkey liked it. So I'm just like, all right, that's interesting. No response. She didn't respond to me at all. She completely ignored. Well, I mean, I guess she didn't ignore it because she liked it, but if she truly believes that, then I need to start messaging her some more, because I think I can siphon some money out of this one. Her white guilt seems to be especially potent. Oh my god! I just looked at her account picture. Jesus. Okay, let's go back. More fucking tree. So Joe Biden said this today.
Oh no! Oh god!
I'm looking forward to appointing the first African American woman to the United States Senate. And Kamala Harris was like, "Bitch, what?" And a few other people was like, "I don't think you can do that."
Yeah.
Not only can't you do that, but you'd be several decades too late.
Like, I don't know, man.
He's lost it.
And I said, "Are we still pretending that Joe hasn't lost it?" Yes. Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. Because I'm telling you, this shit happens, and the media is just Ray Charles, except for like specifically right wing outlets. Trump can literally say anything, like the most mundane thing ever. It is front page news. A so-called front-running Democratic candidate says some shit like this, and ain't nobody got nothing to fucking say. Media is totally silent. I guess you want your president to be incompetent and not actually know what his job is. That's cool.
Or where he is.
Right.
You know, I was just thinking that by the things that Biden has been saying lately about the facts of reality, his brain is old enough now to be on the same level as AOC. Because I mean, just think if that was a quote from Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. A, we wouldn't be surprised, and B, it would get some kind of press coverage. But it's Joe, so somehow he's, I don't know, indemnified from anybody beyond most edged people talking about it.
We've had black senators before. I mean, Joe used to work for one.
Yeah.
But he's not technically wrong here. He would be the first president to,
appoint
a black
senator. Yes, if he somehow found the power in the executive to do that, you're right. He would be the first one to do so.
So yeah. I feel like we're jumping the gun on this one.
Maybe that's exactly what he meant. Like, when I become president, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make it a thing that presidents can do.
Yeah, I'll just populate the Senate with people I want.
Yeah, I'll just appoint them all.
Yeah, it's the new executive order. I'm going to create my own Senate and then destroy it like Emperor Palpatine.
He's going to be a president superhero, and his power is going to be vagina-wielding Negro conjuring.
Yes, yes. You'll have a whole army of them.
Waters, I choose you.
I mean, technically speaking, he would be correct.
Yeah, technically, yes, with manifested
I still
power.
don't think he knows where he is, though.
No.
I just like the fact that the audience was just like, "Yay, that would be
awesome."
Yeah. We heard you say something about underrepresented minority. Clap, clap, clap.
Right. Wait, what did he say?
Yeah. Yeah, what? Oops.
Oh shit. Okay. What else did I see here today? Oh yeah. Well, Monkey already talked about it. That video of that weird person thing. For that little girl, which looking at all the faces in that room and just the expressions where everybody is just like super gleeful or whatever is the word, watching this whole event take place. And I'm just like, this is strange. Like, I know strange is kind of a understatement, but just watching this made me uncomfortable. I could not imagine being in the room.
Yeah, it was. I mean, unfortunately, I've seen similar things in the last couple of years because they've had these. Wasn't there that video of like some kind of public library presentation where a guy, like his skirt went up or something, or he flashed everybody?
He showed his cock and balls to children.
Yeah, and then and there's a lot of events like that I hear about now, and also just on the opposite side of the scale, the things with like Desmond is amazing and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Lord, anyway.
Yeah. They put out 2 posters for the new Monster Hunter movie.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Are you excited, Satsu?
No. And this is why I'm gonna tell you why. I like Tony Jaa. He's awesome. And everything I've seen him in has pretty much been a really good movie. But every photo, every picture I've seen of this movie in any capacity, no matter what, if it was behind the scenes, if it was promotional, every single photo, they are in a boundless desert with nothing in the background. Every single one. And it's concerning me deeply because I'm like, what is the setting of this movie? Is it really just going to take place in a just big ass desert, or are they going to do something actually interesting with it? Because Monster Hunter, there's at least 7 different biomes, different places that you can go, crazy expansive worlds with all kinds of monsters that live in them. And this is all I've seen so far.
I'm going to be generous and say what you're seeing so far is just the stills prior to all the post-production CGI additions of stuff. And again, I have no idea, but I'll be optimistic on your behalf.
I hope so, because these pictures aren't like, these are actual, like this is like a poster of what the movie is going to depict, not just like a behind the scenes thing where they're just like filming in the desert.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, okay, all the filming is in some, endless desert. Maybe they're just filming out there. And then I see this promotional picture and I'm like, oh shit, okay, the promotional picture is taking place in an endless desert. I don't know. I know they're gonna fuck it up. Like, I know they are, but I really hope they don't. We'll see. We will see. I'm not excited for it. Huh?
It's just causing me flashbacks to the Warcraft movie. I know exactly how you feel. I don't want them to fuck it up, but I know they're going to.
I know they're going to. I know they're going to fuck it up. And I hate to say, because I feel that way, especially because I see Mila Jovovich in it. But that's a good majority of the reason. Not that she's a particularly bad actress or whatever.
Well,
any video game movies that she's ever been in have all been terrible. So
yeah.
So I'm just like,
who's the director of this thing? They have to have said, all right.
Somebody who's known for making shitty movies. I can't remember the name, but when I saw it, I was like, yeah.
Hold on, let's see. Who's I know my director is. Oh, it's Paul W.S. Anderson. Yeah, it's her husband. Okay, so it's the same guy who's done the Resident Evil movies. Yeah, okay.
Exactly. And the only glint of hope that I have is that the first Resident Evil movie I actually liked. It just got progressively worse from there. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Well,
see, now you see Paul W.S. Anderson. I actually, for a very brief time, he was a director that I really, really liked because he did Event Horizon and he did Soldier, and those are 2 movies that I really, really liked in the late '90s, early 2000s, and all. And I was like, oh yeah, this would be cool. And then when Resident Evil came out, I was like, yeah. But then he did like Resident Evil, and what did he do? Like he did like Death Race and Alien versus Predator, and it's all these like really, like, yeah, he's just gone downhill. He should do more original stuff like Event Horizon and Soldier, but no, it's all IP stuff now.
Well, it's a thing that's gonna happen, and I don't know. I mean, Monster Hunter is very popular right now. Like it's it is blown up in the West. Not nearly as prominent as it is overseas or whatever, but it has gained quite a bit of traction here. So I'm hoping they respect it, or at least try to.
Well, it's kind of rare that a video game movie comes out while the game is still popular, because usually you see these things come out years after the fact, like the Assassin's Creed movie or something, when the height of the game's popularity kind of waned at that point. So that's interesting. I'm just wondering if that means they rushed the production, which I also wouldn't be surprised by.
Well, that's kind of an interesting point, though, because Monster Hunter has been out as a whole for like 15 years.
No, okay.
Like it's been around for a long time, but it just gained, major prominence over here. It's always been like what do you call it, like a cult classic, I think, or whatever, or just where there was a subset of people over here who fucking loved it,
Isn't this its widest kind of release platform-wise?
It is. Monster Hunter World is like, because it was only coming out on like handhelds and shit before, like the 3DS, and its first release was on the PlayStation 2, but not a lot of people knew about it back then. It was on PSP. They had one that they moved over to the Vita, that type of stuff, or whatever. And it just wasn't really a thing over here because the what is it? The beginning of the game was not charitable at all to newcomers. Like they did not hold your hand at all. They expected you to know how to play the moment you picked it up, and they just kind of threw you into the shit. So the people who did play it were turned off by it. But this is probably the most accessible and streamlined Monster Hunter ever created.
Hey guys, I think they're here. I will be right back.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, if Grand Monkey can make an appearance, that'd be great.
Yeah. So, it's gained some popularity. Because it is a bit more accessible. And the tripped out part is, as accessible and as streamlined as they made this one, people still think that it's not, really nice to new players. So, let that sink in. But, hopefully they do the movie some justice. I'm hoping that they do.
Well, you always hope, but, oftentimes the hopes are not not fulfilled.
Yeah. I mean, there's several other things that are probably going to disappoint me this year that I'm actually going to pay for. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of focused on those. This was one of those movies that I do love Monster Hunter like so much, but I was just like, I'm not gonna let that fucking put me in that spot. Like, no, not even happening.
Alrighty. Was that it, or?
Yep, that's it for me.
All right. Well, we'll wait for Monkey, I guess. There was one other story that was that caught my attention. I wanted to read here. Let me see if I can find it again real quick. Oh, I think it was sent to us as well. So, yeah, there it is. Okay, so Frosted Glass sent this on MSS News, but it caught my attention. Another Medium article, of course.
Yeah.
In loving my light skin, I hated myself.
Okay.
Subheading is, celebrating my proximity to whiteness wasn't self-love. It was the product of centuries-old self-hate. So you're a vampire? How are you centuries old? This starts out in the form of a letter. Dear God, thank you for a good day today. Thank you for my mommy and my nana and my family. Thank you for waking me up and giving me life and for making the world pretty. And thank you for making me pretty and light-skinned. I love you. Good night. As a young girl, I would recite a variation of that prayer every night before bed. I choose to disbelieve. I press X to doubt. With such an innocent and well-meaning disposition, I would thank God for the things that I was happy to have. I loved my family immensely. I loved playing outside. And I absolutely loved my light skin. God could have been unkind and made me much darker, I thought. What a shame it would have been, I imagined, to be picked on by the boys at school, to have short, kinky, nappy hair, and to be mean all the time. I rarely saw dark-skinned girls in beauty commercials or as the it girl everyone wanted to date on television shows or in movies. I rarely saw dark-skinned girls with long, flowing hair. I rarely saw dark-skinned girls happy. They always seemed so angry, I thought. I, on the other hand, was light. I saw the sun glimmer in my skin. I saw the potential of being more than just black. I saw that my skin, in combination with a fresh perm, could allow a stranger to ponder if I was mixed. My hair was long, my skin was bright, and my features were subtle. I had the perfect attributes to be considered a beautiful girl. When my skin grew tan in the summer and anyone commented on my darker hue, I would immediately remind them that I would lighten back up in the winter. When the days grew shorter and the sun more subdued, I would dance with excitement as my true color returned. So enamored I was with the parts of me that were considered beautiful, I didn't realize until much later that I had never truly looked at myself for myself. I had never truly looked at any black person.
This is the article Frost had sent in, ain't it?
Yeah.
Go sit your ass in the corner twice. Anyway, sorry, you guys know the rules. She comes first. Oh, she's so cute. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Does she want to come and say hello?
She's upstairs showing Grandma video from the Disney on Ice right now. She's in an Elsa dress, and when I got upstairs, I said, did you have fun? She said, yeah. I said, what'd they do? She goes, they twirled, and she did this twirl. And I was like, oh, my God, I just want to cuddle you. She's so cute. Anyhow, I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Interrupt the story there.
Oh, no, it's... I am not harmed by being stopped from reading more of this. Let's see. But it's actually not a very long article, so maybe we got some. Well, let's see. Should I read this, or you want to do a Mad Lib?
Did Monkey do his fucketry?
Oh, sorry. That's right, Monkey. I'm sorry. I completely got sidetracked. Did you have any fucketry?
You know what? I can skip everything else just for this one that actually just happened while we were on the air.
Okay.
Dana Milbank, who's kind of a cocksucker who works for the Washington Post, he tweeted this out. Remember this moment. Trump in South Carolina just called the coronavirus a hoax. Donald Trump absolutely did not call the coronavirus a hoax. He called the Democrats trying to put it all on him a hoax.
Oh, Dana.
That is why the New York Post is actually my favorite over the Washington Post because, you know, bullshitters like Dana. Yeah, so this is going to be the new lie. He called it a hoax. I gotta go fuck yourself. Every day. It's every day. You don't have to lie about the man. He's a braggadocious, egotistical jackass. Why do you got to lie about it?
Because despite the fact that he's a braggadocious, egotistical jackass, they're still losing to him.
You know why? Because they keep lying about him and getting caught.
Well, they haven't figured that part out yet. They don't know why they keep losing, so they just keep doing stupid shit until they figure it out.
Yeah, but that's the only one that's like really irritated me. Mm-hmm. There was another one. CNN's Angela Ray said shame on black people who vote for Trump. And I'll just throw that article into chat so you guys can read her actual statement yourself.
Disobedient Negroes are going to learn your lesson one day.
Well, she points, she said, the only, look, yes, blacks have better unemployment. And what was the other one? I forget the other one. They said, yeah, that's good for blacks, but everything else he does is wrong for him. Shame on you. Oh, shut up. This is our news media. But yeah, that's it.
All right. We got time for a Mad Lib. We haven't done one of those in a while, so let me go find my Mad Libs real quick. Let's see. Do we want to do that one? No, let's do this one. Okay. What do we want to do? Ooh, how many words does this one have? It's not quite enough. I want to get one that's got plenty of words on it. Nope. Okay. This one will be both, it's long enough as far as word count, and it will be poignant for Monkey after a fashion. Okay, chat, so I need your help on this, per usual. I need from you, 3 separate words, but I need 2 different adjectives So adjective 1, adjective 2, and then a noun plural. So 2 different adjectives and a noun plural. Please put them in separate chat messages and tag them with what it is so I can just scroll through and find examples when I need to. Appreciate it. Let's see. Satsu, I need a verb.
A verb. Let's go with flog.
Flog? Okay. Monkey, I need an adjective.
I'm trying to think of a word for it, and I don't. Crippledly. What would be the adjective for that?
Decrepit.
Decrepit? Crippled?
Crippled. Yeah, there you go. Crippled
Okay.
works.
Satsu, I need a noun plural.
How about garden shears?
Okay. Okay. Monkey, I need another adjective.
Triumphant.
Ooh, okay. All right. Satsu, I need a verb ending in ing.
A verb ending in ing. How about inhaling?
Inhaling. All right. Monkey, I need just a verb.
Shit.
Okay. Satsu, I need a number.
420.
Monkey, I need another adjective.
I just want to point out that's probably the first time somebody's been asked for a number and said 420, and it wasn't because this is the day you get high, guys.
Nah, that's my birthday.
That's right. Now, I'm sorry. What was my
Adjective.
adjective? Deceptive.
Ooh. Now it's kind of plural nouns all the way down. Satsu, I need a plural noun.
How about God damn it. I'm trying not to say ones that we always do. That's what's been taking me so long. Like trying to avoid ones we always say. How about dirty condom?
Dirty condoms.
No, well, you said singular, right?
No, plural noun.
Oh, yeah, dirty condoms.
Okay. Monkey, another plural noun.
Dirty whores.
Oh my god.
Oh boy. Okay. And then Satsu, I need another plural noun.
Pop figures.
Oh, I thought you were going to say like dirty needles. And then lastly, monkey, I need a relative, as in family relative, but plural. So pick a type of relative.
Redheaded stepchildren.
Red-headed stepchildren.
Cheerings.
All right. On to chat. I need 2 adjectives and a noun plural. Scrolling up to the top. Let's see. Adjective. Daryl Parnass says frothy.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay, frothy. Another adjective. Scrolling down. Ooh, advocatus diaboli. Besotted.
Besotted.
Besotted. I actually use that word in my story that I'm writing. Strangely enough, because I'm writing in a very archaic fashion. And then finally, a noun plural. Tack Alpaca says outbreaks. Sounds good. All right, guys, here we go. This is called the Walmart difference. Just for Monkey. Come flog at Walmart. Well, you'll receive crippled discounts on all of your favorite brand name garden shears. Our triumphant and inhaling associates are there to shit you 420 hours a day. Here you will find deceptive prices on the dirty condoms you need, dirty whores for moms, pop figures for the kids, and all the latest electronics for the redheaded stepchildren. So come on down to your frothy, besotted Walmart, where the outbreaks come first.
That worked surprisingly well.
Too well.
Yeah, that did, actually, in places. That worked far too well.
Don't buy dirty condoms, guys.
Yeah. So, yeah. Well, chat, thank you for your assistance on that one. Let's see. I will take a screenshot and post that to Twitter presently for future reference as my phone beeps at me again because, it's that time of night. And speaking of that time of night, it's chat time. So if you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, complaints, conspiracy theories, if you have any hoaxes of things that people have said that you'd like to pass on to Dana Milbank as actual news, well, you can do that on Twitter, but you can also do that here if you'd like. And if you have questions for us, please put plenty of chat marks after those. If you have statements for us to consider, please put plenty of statement marks after those. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, well, you're just out of luck. Attack Alpaca says, what hour-long activity are you going to sacrifice when losing an hour next weekend? Oh, that's right. It is. Is it Spring Forward? I thought that was in April.
Up, yeah.
I thought it was in April. Was that in March?
I don't know when it is, but
no. Well, whenever that does happen, what hour-long activity? Well, you don't actually sacrifice, and it just kind of, the window just moves slightly. But I don't know. I don't know if I have a sustained activity I do for an hour that isn't doing the show, really. So, yeah, I guess that's it. I guess I'll just take an hour off from the show. Or not. I don't know. Adabisi says, where would you post used condoms for sale? On a bulletin board? With thumbtacks?
Twitch with your bathwater.
Angry Illinois and Satsu, did you know your daughter has the power to make a kitten's tail bush and come a Colin?
Oh, for real?
Oh, I see. So somehow the cat heard Squeetus and got all fluffled.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I sense a baby nearby.
Mr. Scott, did Satsu read my Streamlabs from over an hour ago?
Who asked that?
Mr. Scott.
Hold on. Let me go. I think I did. Did you send that when the stream ended? Because my stream shut down, and when I came back, I read a Streamlabs that I missed.
No, he said from over an hour ago, so I'm assuming it was during the show.
Oh, shit. I ain't even... Listen, Satsu. No. Let me go look.
Let's see. Advocatus, why so mad about the drag queen? Don't child brides deserve a bachelorette party too? Oh. Straight Sith male. Scribe, why are you such a wimp? Because I'm a lover, not a fighter? If you mean like that, I don't know. I mean, I was the, I had to get glasses when I was in first grade, and I've always been picked on and stuff as a kid, and I wasn't much of a fighter because I was small, So I don't know. I don't.
Scott, sorry. Here, take shekels. What does I say? Earmarked for Scribe. P.S. Every time Scribe said a moment like this last night, I was hoping Monkey would start singing Kelly Clarkson. A moment like this, and that's why you ain't as funny as Drunkle.
I'm not the autistic jukebox.
Yeah, that's me, damn it. Massive Dynamics. Scribelight, have you ever fallen asleep at work? Like fallen asleep? No. I've like nodded a little bit here and there sometimes if I'm waiting for something and just, I'm tired. But to the best of my recollection, I've never actually fallen fully asleep at work kind of thing.
At least twice.
At least twice what?
I've fallen asleep at work.
Oh, okay. Well, were you caught?
No.
No. Satsu?
When I worked security, I used to fall asleep at work all the time.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Mono Winter. Oh, Lords, why has Scribe not commented on the sexy Dr. Pepper women calendar? I didn't know there was such a thing. I actually don't spend that much time Googling Dr. Pepper stuff. In fact, I don't think I own any Dr. Pepper merchandise of any kind either. So, Frosted Glass. Anyone else think China's gone owe us going to, I'm assuming going to owe us big time after the Corona thing is done with? Well, I mean, in the world of PR, they've certainly taken the biggest hit in the world, but I don't know. I don't know what the consequences will be. Their economy, their general image in the world is suffering quite a bit right now. So it's not the kind of karma you would hope would fall upon them, for actually things that they do as a country rather than just the stupid mistakes they've made. But I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens in the end. They might be in a weaker position diplomatically going forward, depending on what the subject is, but we'll see. Adabisi, what's the weirdest combination of items you've bought from a store? Oh, I don't know. I'm sure it was some combination of things I bought at a Goodwill when I was getting stuff for costumes or something back when I was doing the live action role play thing. That's the most I can think of. You guys have any ideas?
For me specifically, no, because usually when we buy lots of stuff so there's probably weird things in there. But there was a customer, the one it was an old man. He bought KY scissors and what was the other thing he bought? It was a really weird combination. And it was at like 9 o'clock in the morning. Like, dude, what is your day gonna be?
Satsu?
Yeah, I can't think of nothing off the top of my head.
All right. Let's see. RJ Bansma, Scribelight, are you like Bugs Bunny? How so?
Hopefully not that Bugs Bunny from that video.
Oh, God. Attack Alpaca, if Thanos were real, who should we send to fight him? Well, if only Thanos is real, we're all screwed. If we have the choice of any other character, I'd say One Punch Man.
Yeah, that is the only answer.
Yeah. Devil Fruit Zero, Scribelight, are you and Satsu safe from coronavirus like Monkey? How is Monkey safe from coronavirus? Just because he's isolated? I don't know.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
then
isolated and my water supply comes from deep, deep underground. I don't even have to worry about bottles having been touched by Chinese.
Oh. Well, in that sense, then certainly I'm more exposed, so to speak, or more at risk than Monkey because I have to go outside to go to work. I conceivably could work from home, probably long term if I needed to. But yeah, no, I mean, I don't think I don't do a whole lot of large crowd sifting or anything. My schedule's pretty routine, but I still come in contact with people. So who knows? Satsu, how about you?
I was still thinking about the last question.
Oh,
because I just realized that you mentioned probably one of the only few people who could beat One Punch Man because of the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah, that's true. Well, he just said Thanos. He didn't say he had the Infinity Gauntlet. So,
well, at this point, he kind of comes with it.
I guess. Well, oh yeah, he does. All right. Tazzy says, "Oh Lords, did you guys talk about the TikTok video of the chick being so happy about her abortion?" Oh, I think we mentioned that yesterday or
last night. We talked about it briefly.
That's right. Yeah. So it was mentioned.
I did finally watch it, and yeah, it's disgusting.
Weebo Jones says, if y'all had met in high school, would y'all have been friends? I don't know. Would we all be friends in high school? I don't know. I don't know if we would travel in the same circles necessarily, because Satsu's would be an anime nerd. Monkey would be off being all handsome and popular and fucking chicks all over the place, and I'd be sitting against the wall redoing my homework or something.
Well, wait.
See, I didn't have. What's that?
Did they say high school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't that into anime in high school.
Oh, okay.
I traveled between cliques very easily, so I would say probably yeah.
Yeah, I was the funny guy, which was only to stop me from getting beat up.
I was the quiet and somewhat self-isolated outcast, because I was just, polite and shy and such.
Yeah, I was like that all through every other variation of school, but high school I couldn't be that anymore because everybody knew who I was when I got there because of my brother. So I kind of had to socialize. So I was just like, all right, well, I'm gonna be this guy then.
Formerly Rod Line. Oh, Lords, where's the Lords of the Night merch? Well, each of us have our own stores of a kind.
Yeah.
I'm sure Satsu and or Monkey can throw their links up in the chat. I don't have mine on hand. It's just a Teespring store called Scribe, one word. So I think you can find it fairly easily. If I remember to, I can throw that link up, or perhaps some helpful person in the chat will, because occasionally that happens too. And Drunkle's in the chat. Drunkle's face is bacon, guys, just so you know. Just remember that. Drunkle's face is bacon.
Can I bring up some fucketry I just saw?
Yes.
I didn't even catch this. This is apparently from earlier today or yesterday. Ted Cruz was fucking with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and questioning her science ability. And she shot back with how she has awards from MIT in microbiology.
Wow.
And then she actually linked a science fair from when she was in high school. And all I could think of was Al Bundy's I scored 4 touchdowns in one game.
Good old poke.
For fuck's sake, you don't brag about, oh God, you're a congresswoman being asked. He specifically asked her if she knew what a Y chromosome was.
Oh.
And yeah, her answer was, I had a science awards from MIT when I was in high school.
I built a volcano in science class with Alka-Seltzer. Sargim says, I'd be over there with you, Scribe Light. Or like in high school? Probably. Attack Alpaca. I was also quiet and shy, Scribe Light, even though I played sports for a couple of years in high school. I didn't do sports in the least in high school, except for what was required in like PE class or something. Because the jocks in my school, in junior high and high school, were like just the most well, not all, as they say, not all, but the ones that I encountered were the biggest like bullies and jerks. And I was just, and I didn't have that kind of competitive attitude in high school. So sports weren't quite my thing. Also, I wasn't, Mr. Fitness or nothing either.
Sports was huge in my school, but fortunately we never really had to see the players because it was a sports school. They didn't really have to go to class.
Oh, right, of course.
Kind of optional for them.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah,
I had an incident where I was beaten up by one of the like star football players over something. He was trying to steal my deodorant in the locker room after PE class, and I tried to push him out of the way from trying to take my deodorant because he was just fucking with me, and he shoved me down, put me in a headlock, and threatened to break my neck. And this got reported, of course, and he got the lightest slap on the wrist because so I go and tell the person, like, I was assaulted. He put me in a crazy wrestling move hold, and he was like twice as big as I was, and he was all, I suspect, I don't know for a fact, but I suspect back then he was roided up a bit. And I was helpless. I was smaller than him and everything. And what was his punishment? He wrote me a letter saying, "I'm sorry I stole your deodorant." And that was all he had to do. And he was that was it. That was all. Nothing else had happened. No report to the police or nothing. No one was advised. He didn't have to do any suspension time or anything for physically assaulting another student. Nope. Just a written apology that was like 3 sentences long on a piece of yellow line paper. And then he went back to play. No, that would have been hilarious. No, he was immediately back doing football the next day because they had a big game or something. It was the biggest bullshit ever. Oh well. Let's see. Zach Osborne, Scribe Light. You've never seen Breakfast Club? Come on. I've seen Breakfast Club. Did I miss something? I haven't watched it more than I think 3 times in my whole life. But Humble Clay, Sinatra says. Oh, is Sinatra? That's the Sinatra. Is Sinatra in the chat? I must have missed him. Hi, Sinatra, if you're here. Uncle says, "Geez, Scribe, that sucks." Yeah, no, it was probably the most dramatic case of bullying I dealt with, at least in that was junior high school. That wasn't high school, so yeah.
Yeah, I got picked on a lot, but I was one of those kids that fought back. Yeah. So people would pick on me, like some dude would like, "I'm going to kick your ass," and he would come towards me. I'm like, if you get anywhere near me, I am just going to haul off. And it just starts and it would happen. I accidentally swung on somebody who wasn't gonna, like, he wasn't trying to beat me up. He was actually trying to kind of defend me from the people who were picking on me, but he got close to me, so he got hit. Just like, don't get anywhere near me.
No, I was a quiet, polite, completely unthreatening individual for most of my public school education, and not to say that I'm not still relatively unthreatening, I think, but no, I was not equipped to resist this particular person. It was just, there was no contest. This guy was an absolute beast, and I was a twig. So yeah. Jordan 250 Scribe Light, if it makes you feel better, the kid that bullied me throughout high school got a degenerative disease and is paralyzed from the neck down.
Holy shit.
Well,
Jesus fuck.
No, that doesn't make me feel better at all. Like the guy, I know what happened to the guy who bullied me. He's now a car salesman, not locally anymore. I remember it was one of those things where like Facebook said, "Hey, do you know this person?" Because they're all the the connections and things. And I was like, "Oh my, huh?"
No, I was agreeing. I was saying, I know what you're talking about.
and so it said, "You know this person?" I was like, "Oh my God, I haven't thought about him in years." And I was like, "What's he up to?" And he got fat, but as a car salesman. No, well, maybe not fat, but certainly not anywhere near in the kind of shape he was in, or even relatively when he was in high school. I don't know what kind of person he is now, but he certainly was a lousy person back then. Let's see. Monkey wants everybody to know Arc is only $9.99 on Steam right now. Is that Arc or Arc Genesis?
That's Arc.
Okay, because they're two different games.
Genesis will still cost you another $34 if you want that.
Okay. Is Arc worth it? I guess would be the other question.
I think so.
For $10, yeah, absolutely.
For $10,
okay.
Yeah. Don't buy it at the $50 price. Wait for a sale.
Yeah. And also to remind, if there are any stealth / Thief fans out there, the entire Thief franchise, even the most recent game from like 2014 or whatever, recent relatively speaking, all of that's on sale on Steam right now. You can get the whole package for like $7 or $8, which is, that's a pretty good deal. And also the latest super patch for Grim Dawn was released the other day. I don't know if that's on sale right now. Let me check real quick, because I'm always willing to promote Grim Dawn, because that's my jam, yo. Let's see. Grim Dawn. No, it's not on sale right now. But I know that the quote-unquote spring sale is just a couple months around the corner, so keep an eye out on that. Let's see. Zeo Gold. Oh, Lords, for $2 million, would you eat a pizza with Carolina Reaper peppers toppings?
Yep.
I'm assuming those are really, really hot peppers.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, for $2 million, sure.
Yes.
They taste like ass, and I'd throw up, but yeah, I'd eat them. I don't mind the heat. It's that taste. They taste like crap.
Yeah. Momentary, or like if I was uncomfortable for like half a day, but I got $2 million for it, sure. Oh,
if you ate a whole pizza like that, you'd be shitting fire. But that's it'll pass.
Yeah.
Well, let's spice it up, shall we? Would you do that? But the catch was the pain that comes with it sticks with you until you spend the whole $2 million.
I could spend $2 million real quick.
Yeah, and that also sounds more like a curse than it does like that's like a monkey's paw kind of thing.
Satsu just turned into a Disney villain.
I know, right? Or a Twilight Zone episode. Let's see. Motto Winter. Oh, ladies. Oh, you got the wrong show. Sorry. Formerly Rod Line. Oh, lords. Who would win in the Thunderdome? Sinatra or Drunken Uncle? Oh, in the Thunderdome. Are we talking in the Thunderdome when they're like attached to those bungee cord things, or just like on the ground?
I think they're being metaphorical.
No, I'm thinking of Mad Max,
Thunderdome.
the actual Thunderdome.
Right.
So they got like the bungee cords and they're bouncing around in the big geodesic dome thing.
My money's on Drunkle, and here's why. No offense to Sinatra, I feel like he hits below the belt a lot better.
I
mean, Sinatra might just shoot him. So.
No, there aren't any guns allowed in the Thunderdome. There are melee weapons.
Yeah, there aren't any guns allowed there. Yeah, sure.
Well, I mean, there are very few rules in Thunderdome, but I think that's one of them. Let's see. Excuse me. Frosted Glass, most ridiculous / hilarious porn title you've ever heard. Oh, porn title. Do I pay attention to titles? I don't know.
Wait, are we talking about Pornhub or actual movies?
Well, here's the one that comes to mind. Who's Nailin' Palin? The Sarah Palin porno parody. That's probably the funniest one I can come up with right now.
I'm not sure I've ever actually heard a porn title that, is a play on a real movie or anything that I knew for a fact was a porn title. It's just like somebody making a joke on TV.
There's the Whore of the Rings.
Yeah,
I remember that one because I used to work at a video store and we had an adult section. There was the Whore of the Rings. I remember that one. Or the Bear Wench Project, or the Bear Bitch Project, or something for like the Blair Witch Project. Yeah,
I think if we're talking about those shitty burnt DVDs you could get on the street, there was one called, what was it? Busty Asian Bitches Bust Hard or some shit like that.
Oh God. Zach Osborne says 10-inch Ninja Turtles. Oh God.
For those of you who watch Monkey in the Morning, and I've often mentioned how great our audience is.
Mm-hmm.
The other morning, Jack was on with us, and Jack was horrible. He sounded like crap. Said he thought he had an ear infection. He wasn't going to the doctor because he didn't have money to. And I asked the audience to please donate to him so he could. You guys donated enough that he was able to go to the doctor. He's got meds, and he's resting up and hopefully feeling better soon. So
yay!
Thank you to the audience. You guys are fucking amazing.
Yay! Let's see. 7 minutes left to go in the show, guys. Memes of Destruction says 50 Shades of Ray. Oh. There was like, was it Star Porn or Porn Wars or Star Wars or something? Like the Star Wars thing, I remember. I don't know. I'm trying to think of it. Most of them were like just like weird, like one title things like Captive or Double Cross. And then it was like some wannabe action movie / porno. That was what a lot of things in the 90s were. They were trying to be like low rent, like action movies with just porn scenes interspersed. Something like that. Sperminator, says Keeverdam. Sperminator. Let's see. Peter Silak, Hades 313 says the best YouTubers deserve the best audience. Aww. Faithless Scribe Light et al. Would you get infected with Corona for $2 million and play the odds? I would love to drink a Corona beer for $2 million. If you meant coronavirus, you have to be more specific. Torcular Herophilus. Oh my God, are those real titles? Which ones? The ones above? Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there was something called Sperminator or Starballs. I would not be surprised. Frosted Glass says, can't we get beyond Thunderdome? Yes, it was called Fury Road. And there's another one being in process as well. Mad Max, I think it's just called either Wasteland or The Wasteland. And supposedly that's going to start production the end of this year. Maybe. I have no idea if they're going to get what's his name back for it, since he's like Venom now. So Tom Hardy, but I guess we'll find out. Motto Hunter. Oh, laddies. Okay. Would you try a lobster bisque with a piping hot wheat roll and a freshly brewed batch of moonshine? I've never had moonshine, but the rest of it sounds fine.
No, fuck no moonshine.
Yeah. Have you ever had moonshine, Monkey?
Oh, no.
Yeah, actual moonshine, because I know there's some actual like regular products out there that are called moonshine, but actual like somebody brewed it up in their bathtub or something. Like, probably not. Let's see. Kay Shull says, Winnie the Flu is now in my city of El Paso. Should I be concerned? I don't know what Winnie the Flu is. Is that a reference to coronavirus, or is that some other thing, like the name of somebody in a roller derby or something? Let's see. Charlie Spears says, Sorry, say that again?
Ted Lieu responded to me.
About what?
He repeated the lie that Donald Trump called Corona as a hoax, so I had to fuck with him about it. And he actually responded.
What did he say?
He said new hoax. Well, he did, but not in the context that you're saying it. You lying dick.
Yeah. Thank you, Cryptic. Instead of Spaceballs, how about Blue Balls? It hurts. Sure. Although I don't. If you did a porn parody of Spaceballs, I think the universe would fold in on itself. Charlie Spears says, I've had peach moonshine, real moonshine. Okay, well, was it any good? Did you go blind? Let's see. Jeremy M says, closest to real moonshine is Everclear. This is how much I know about alcohol. Is that so? Yeah.
Yeah, Everclear is like, or at least it used to be the highest proof you could buy on the market.
Right.
And you didn't drink that shit straight. That was a mixer.
Right.
There was always some high school kid that would end up getting himself fucking disgustingly sick from drinking that shit straight.
Yeah.
Oops.
Zeo Gold. Oh, Lords, would you eat from a place called Emperor Burger or the Greater Good Burger?
What?
I don't know. Again, are these references to things that I'm just not getting? Because I remember Good Burger was that Nickelodeon show or movie or whatever. Is that a reference to that?
I'm not sure what that's a reference to. I mean, the Greater Good Burger, that sounds like communism.
The Greater Good. Oh, yeah, Greater Good Burger, yeah.
Emperor Burger. I mean, how hungry am I and what's the food made of?
Formerly Rod Line. Oh, Lords, most underrated cartoon. And his is Captain Caveman. Most underrated cartoon.
Oh, Captain Caveman was great.
Whenever I think of Captain Caveman, I then think of Dune Buggy, but that was just like Scooby-Doo with a Dune Buggy. So was Jabberjaw, really?
Fucking Jabberjaw. Oh my god.
Remember Jabberjaw? Yeah. Underrated cartoon.
I don't know. Well, I mean, you also have to realize that it's a lot of the cartoons. Like Captain Caveman was pretty big when I was a kid.
That's the thing. Is like most of the cartoons I can think of were like popular at the time.
Yeah, and if you're doing it based on that, Rescue Rangers, damn it, Chip and Dale.
Rescue Rangers.
That's cartoon ever.
I still remember the song. And I think I've mentioned this before. There's an episode where they have to fight the cola cult. It's this like group of like other rodents or something that are all based around worshiping this particular soft drink brand for some reason. I forget exactly what the mechanism was, but I remember the the jingle they came up with for the cola in that show. I don't know. Isn't it weird the things that end up imprinted on your brain? Like the most useless stuff, like people's birthdays and like important stuff. But then I can still remember a jingle from one episode of a cartoon I saw back in like the 80s.
Mm-hmm. Songs are hard.
Huh?
Like songs and stuff are hard to forget.
It's true. Like, come along, you belong. Feel the fizz of Coca-Cola. It's bottled in Pensacola. Yeah. Yeah, no, I remember these things. Angela Ariga says Scribe Light, it was called Speed Buggy. Was it Speed Buggy? I thought it was Dune Buggy. My bad.
Hi, beautiful.
Oh, is it?
Oh, I love you. Can you say hi to Scribe?
Hi.
Hi.
Can you say hi to Satsu?
Hi.
Can you say hi to chat?
Hi.
I love you. I've missed you so much. Did you have a good time tonight? Was it fun? Who'd you see?
Elsa.
Elsa. Did she dance good? Yeah. I love you. Are you getting ready to go to bed? Are you going to sleep in my bed and have your knee in my back all night? She's shaking her head, yes. So you do that on purpose?
Weibo wants a hello.
Say hi, Weibo. She's waving now. I love you so much. Oh, I missed you.
Oh.
You can talk. I'm just snuggling.
Cody Fry, thank you. This goes back to the whole bullying thing. Once in high school, one douchebag took my soda and shook it up while I was looking away. My friend tipped me off and I opened it over this guy's head. Good job.
Good for you. Can you say, hey, Scribe, look at the time. She's just waving.
Okay. Well, it is the case that it is now the top of the hour, guys, and thus the end of the show. But I had to wait. I mean, we have Grand Monkey here. I'm gonna go over time a little bit for Grand Monkey. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. As you always do, you guys really are the best audience in the world. Thank you so much for helping out Jack Cochran with his medical issues as well. And everything that you guys have donated, thank you so much for that. Your generosity here, there, and otherwise is very much appreciated. Moderators, thank you for keeping an eye on things, even though everybody is the most well-behaved audience on the internet. Remember, guys, tomorrow, per usual, will be on Monkey's channel at the regular time, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. And shortly over on 2 Cents Plus, you can watch Monkey and Satsu run around in Arc Genesis. Mm-hmm. And maybe testing out and seeing if it's worth the $30 it costs now or something. Right. Let's see. Anything else to mention before we go, guys?
Nope.
All right, then. Well, everyone, again, thank you for joining us. Monkey, Satsu, thank you for joining me as always.
Indeed.
And chat, your lives make us sad, and we will see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
And getting out my copy of Screw the Roses, Send Me the Thorns, the romance and sexual sorcery of sadomasochism.
Motherfucking masculine.
Well, that was different. And today's secret word is craftspeople.
What?
CRAFTSPEOPLE. Craftspeople. Yeah, people that
don't obviously.
Okay.
Peter wants to know if you've seen The Thing remake.
The Thing remake, or do you mean The Thing prequel?
He says remake.
Well, okay, so you got the original Howard Hawks Thing, and then you have John Carpenter's The Thing, which was a remake, technically, of the Howard Hawks movie. So in that sense, let's just put it this way. I have seen all three of the Thing films, both the original, the remake, and the prequel to the remake. So yes, if you're talking about the new version of Who Goes There that they're putting together, so far as I know, that isn't out yet. And Who Goes There was the original novella that the Thing was based on, but it's a slightly different story. If that answers your question, great. If it doesn't, I don't know what other answer to give. So anyway, guys, bye-bye.
Bye.
He just left. Did he turn it off?
I think so.
No, we're still live. Scribe, get your ass back here. We can't turn this off.
I hit the wrong button because I'm a stupid head.